Hello, fellas and ladies. It's time to review Velma. Now, typically, I hold off on TV reviews because I want to do like a special thing for the Emmys come up. However, I have a sneaking suspicion that I won't be talking about Velma come Emmy season. Velma is a Scooby Doo show, except no, it's not. It's an adult remake about Velma Dinkley, and she's got to do a mystery. And everybody loves it. Everybody loves this show. It's critically acclaimed, and it's just nice to see a show with so much unanimous love and admiration. Like I imagine most who watched this show, I watched the first two episodes of Velma out of morbid curiosity, thinking it can't be that bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I heard it's terrible, but like, it can't possibly be that bad. There's something especially bad about Velma, man. It's as bad as you think it is. Plot wise, it's whatever, it's a mystery, and just a guy cutting people's fucking brains out, and Velma's got to figure it out, also find her mom at the same time, and believe it or not, they're connected. It's not like nothing horrible about it per se. It's not particularly engaging, but it's not the worst thing you've ever seen. It's what's around the plot that needs to be discussed deep, like needs to be analyzed by scientists. I think one of the most glaring issues with Velma is Velma. Different interpretations of characters is fine. Like, I don't care that they swapped her race. Mindy Kaling wanted the player. That's fine. Velma's typically seen as like a young, bright, intelligent person. Like how, like in a way, the voice of reason in the Scooby Gang. But in this show, she's mean. She's condescending. She's like a pathological liar, a borderline sociopathic woman. And this is the main character. There's a way to write your main character as like these flawed, like just horrible people. I always think about Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like those characters are literally the worst humans in TV history. But that is like kind of the point. You're never rooting for them. It's just kind of fun to watch them get into these antics and watch, them get their comeuppance in the end. In this show, it's very clear you're supposed to root for Velma, which is hard when she, sucks. And Mindy Kaling is so confident in this project, man. You can tell in the way she voices Velma. Her delivery comes off as almost smug. And the changes to the other characters just made me go, why? Just make an original show at this rate. Why slap Scooby-Doo onto it? Shaggy's name is Norville now, and instead of always scared, kind of acting like a stoner, he's an adorkable jackass who, hates weed, which is a joke that they abandoned after episode 2. Daphne is now like a popular like drug dealer, I think, and Fred is like a narcissistic rich kid. And Sam Richardson, Constance Wu, Glenn Howerton, they all do a good job with the voice acting, but like, what is everything I just said? You know what I mean? Other than the outfits they wear and like 75% of the names, there's absolutely no connection to Scooby-Doo. It just makes you go like, why does this show exist? And why would I want to follow these beloved characters like act like horrible people? Also, they hate each other. Like the whole point is that they don't like each other, but also they're all in love with each other. They all want to fuck each other. It's absurd. Initially, Norval's in love with Velma, and Velma's in love with Fred, and that drives the beginning of the plot. And Fred is in love with Daphne, and at that point, Daphne's also in love with Fred, but then she's in love with Velma, and Velma's also in love with Daphne, and Fred's in love with Velma eventually, and I hate all of them. Also, not enough people are talking about how bad the animation is. Like halfway through the show, I just went, holy fuck, this looks horrible. It looks so two-dimensional, which I mean, it is two dimensional, but like it feels two dimensional. Shows like Big Mouth, Family Guy, Archer, hell, even South Park, where like it intentionally looks like shit. The animation is a lot more vibrant. It has an interesting aesthetic to each of them, and the way they move that creates like a distinct style almost. This show just looks ugly and awkward, and the humor, dude. I think that's where like the hatred for the show comes from. The humor is so bad. 90% of the jokes are like meta humor, which is just the writers pointing out observations with no punchlines that are being condescending or mean. Like there's a running joke about Fred having a small dick. There's no punchline, just Fred has a little dinkly. There's a running gag about Velma having these hallucinations slash panic attacks, and Norville tells Velma how he like really feels in like a really like endearing way, and Velma just laughs, and it's just like, oh, thank you. You're so funny. You just stopped my panic attacks. Like, you suck, Velma. Oh my god. There's like a one joke where Velma goes, "I tell the truth, like every comedian before me too." There's no joke there. It's a fucking nothing. The attempts to make Scooby-Doo adult is, for lack of a better term, excruciatingly cringy. Off-putting sex jokes and cursing with, again, no punchlines. At a point, you're just kind of like, well, why did they even remove Scooby at all? Man, maybe it's just me, but a cursing Scooby Doo sounds kind of hilarious to me. Also, they just straight up cyberbully the concept of Scooby Doo. There's a point in the show where Velma, I think, goes like, "Can you imagine if we drove around in like this van and solved crime? That would be such a stupid idea." And I just like, yeah, it's a silly concept for a cartoon show. That's the whole point, you fuck. Also, you've probably seen this one, but I need to address this. There's a joke where Norville goes, "You know what 420 is, right?" And Velma goes sarcastically, goes like, yeah, it's code for adults who still watch cartoons." And that's the moment it all went south for me. And this was like episode 2. For one, just comedically doesn't make any sense. And second, adults who watch cartoons, the demographic for your fucking show. That's when I realized, oh my God, that's what this show wants to be. It wants to be edgy, but it also wants to say nothing. It wants to say so much, but it has nothing to say at the same time. It wants to be edgy, but it just doesn't know how to be. It doesn't want to be a Scooby-Doo show at all. It just wants to make people go, "They did not go. They went there." I fucking hate this show. It deserves the hate. It's so bad. The intention was never in the right place. It never comes off as anything other than smug and mean-spirited, with a very half-baked mystery that they barely focus on, and some good voice acting. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give Velma a fucking 2 out of 10. Yeah, don't watch it. Like, it's not even worth the hate watch. It really isn't. All right, that is the end of that one. Like, subscribe, share, or else I'm gonna cut your brain out of your head.